the words of Bruce Buffer, it's time. UFC 314 is here, and man, this fight is going to be awesome. This card is so stacked from top to bottom. The main event is what we're going to focus on, the two main events and maybe a couple of the other fights. But we have a crazy main event for you right here. We got the main event is going to be Alexander Volkanovski at 26-4 taking on 26-6 Diego Lopez for the vacated featherweight belt. And if you don't remember, this match mainly came about because Topuria decided to relinquish the belt and move up in a weight class. This fight is going to be so exciting for so many reasons. Vegas right now has it at -122 for Volk and +102 for Lopez. So Vegas is riding with Volk on this one. G Mike, what's your thoughts on this fight?
Dude, man, I like Volk. He's very elusive, which I think Lopez is too. I think they're both quick on their feet and they could be very flexible. I just think it's Lopez's time, man. I think he has a bit more of a reach on Volk. He has like 2, 3, or 4 inches of height when it comes to that. He's a very strong fighter. He's very he'll go out there and he'll put his heart on his sleeve 100%. And I just think that Volk is old, man, and Lopez is young. It's his time to shine, and I think he's gonna want it more. I think it's gonna be a very good fight. It'll probably go down to 4 rounds, 5 rounds. Um, if it goes all the way to the end on a decision, it might go Volk's way, but I think Lopez is gonna end it early, either in the fourth or early in the fifth round.
Yeah, I think I'm just excited. I've been excited for this one for a couple of months now since they announced it. But let me go ahead and start by saying I love Volk, man. Volk is one of my all-time favorite fighters. He's tough. He has cardio. He brings everything you need in a great fighter. He has 13 knockouts, 7 first-round finishes, and 3 submissions. He strikes at a 57% accuracy, so he does not waste any strikes. He averages about 6 significant strikes per minute. But he's coming off 2 straight losses in which he hasn't made it out of the second round. And he's taken on one of the guys in the UFC who has one of the best haircuts in MMA. My man Diego Lopez, who hasn't lost since 2023 and is on a 5-fight win streak right now. Lopez is such a well-rounded fighter. He knocks people out cold, man. 10 knockouts, man. You want to take it to the ground? He has 12 submissions. You want a quick fight? No problem with that either. 15 first-round finishes. Volk is 36 years old, and age is not on his side in this fight, but he fears no man. Age isn't going to be an issue, but he fears no man. Diego Lopez is 30, which is a great fighting age right now, man. I've been very, very impressed with Lopez as of late, and which is why I agree with you, G Mike. I'm taking Lopez to win this fight. Who you got, G Mike?
Yeah, Lopez for sure. Lopez. I think
Lopez.
he's just the cat right now, man. He's gonna want it more. He's gonna want that win. He's gonna extend his winning streak. Volk, I like him as a fighter, man, but it's already his time to say bye bye.
Volk is awesome too. I mean, if you ever get a chance to watching socials or just anything outside of UFC, man, Volkanovski you gotta love the guy. He's just an awesome guy. The guy, like I was saying too, he fears no man. Did you hear that whenever he was talking about he would move up to fight John Jones? The guy just will fight anybody,
Yeah,
he's a wild dude, man.
ain't gonna win that, but
No, but he ain't scared to do it though.
yeah.
But yeah, so shout out to Volkanovski and do you think though, because he is gone on a 2-fight losing streak here, he hasn't made it out of the second round in either one of them. He used to never has a hell of a chin, but he's just been getting dominated the last couple times. If he comes out has a bad showing, you think he'll hang it up or what?
I don't know if he will hang it up because, like you said, he'll fight anybody. So I think he wants to fight for the rest of his life. I don't think he wants to stop fighting. It's just what the matter of his health, what he really thinks he could keep going. His
Yeah,
body, if his body thinks that he could keep going. So I wouldn't really know. I don't think his heart will let him stop, but his body
right.
and his mind maybe will make him stop.
So I think Volk will be a great announcer or being almost an MMA personality, almost like a Chael Sonnen after this whole thing is said and done. I think he's great on camera. He's charismatic. He has a lot of fight knowledge. He's got a great sense of humor. I think that will be his once he does hang it up. I could foresee him being in the media side of things and being an ambassador for UFC. That hell, if you've seen him take a shot, man, he has no shot at making the NBA. Him and Jamal Murray, if you've seen any of those videos, they're pretty good friends. And when he tries to play basketball, man, he is not good. So you can safely say he is not making that transition to NBA after his career is done, man.
He makes it to the NBA, man. I better be getting a 5-year contract, but
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. All right, well, we have another awesome co-main event here, man, and this one is going to be a lot of fun. This one we got number 20. Excuse me, we got Michael Chandler coming in at 23-9, taking on Patty Pimbleton at 22-3. Vegas has the odds right now at plus 124 for Chandler and minus 148 for Patty. This fight to me has fight of the night written all over it. Two very exciting fighters with a lot to prove. G Mike, why don't you go ahead and start us off with this one, man? What's your thoughts on this?
dude, I'm a big Patty fan, man. I can't go against him. Chandler's a good fighter. I think there's gonna be a lot of ground game, a lot of grappling in this, especially with Patty. But Patty's way more finesse in my opinion. He just has way more finesse, and the crowd loves him. It's like a smaller McGregor. Obviously, McGregor's
He tries to be. He definitely tries to be.
tries to be. McGregor's audience uh, capture is different than what Patty can bring, of course. But I love his attitude. I love his mindset. I love the fact that when he's not in training mode, he acts like one of us and he just eats whatever the hell he wants. And
Yeah.
then in training mode, this guy loses about 30 to 40 pounds in about 6 months. So
Mhm.
it's insane to see the work ethic and the dedication he has towards his craft. And just with the fight itself, I think he's just gonna have a better grappling game than Chandler. I think it goes to distance. It probably goes to decision, and Patty will win it.
Yeah, I feel like this fight is going to be fun because every time you get a Chandler fight, he gives you 110% in the fight. He has been in some absolute wars in the octagon, taking on some of the highest levels of competition the sport has to offer. Honestly,
Yeah,
for Chandler, the results haven't always gone his way. He has fought, Oliveira. He's fought the best of the best. He came from, I believe it was Bellator, where he was the man. Came in the UFC. And they've tried to get him in all these major fights. It just hasn't always gone his way. But
yeah.
it's always just been an absolute war every single time. He has 11 wins by KO, 7 by submission, and 13 first round finishes. He's definitely a very aggressive fighter. He averages about 4 significant strikes per minute. Patty, on the other hand, has been on an 8-fight win streak and has been rising in the rankings ever since he's been coming into the UFC. Patty is brash and he loves the big moment, and this fight is a major milestone for him. With a victory in this fight, catapult him up into that title shot contention, in my opinion. At least taking on number 1 contender, maybe number 2 contender. As of right now, I believe he's sitting at number 12 in the rankings. But if he puts on a good show against number 7 Chandler, I think that's going to catapult him with the popularity of him up to that at least number 1 contender range, somewhere in there.
I
Having
think
said
he'll
that,
probably need one more fight.
it'll catapult him, I think, into that range, somewhere in that area in there, getting maybe then 2 fights away from the title or something, maybe.
Okay.
Having said that, I think that he's going to try and put on a show because he knows that the limelight's bright and everything's going to be on him. And I think Chandler's going to catch him. I think that Chandler is a lot more battle tested than Patty is when it comes to the UFC, at least. So I'm taking Chandler for this one as the underdog. I'm taking all underdogs for the pay per view. G Mike, what do you got?
Yeah, I got Patty.
You got Patty. Okay, interesting. So we're going against each other in this one. So we're going. I'm going Chandler. You're going Patty.
Yeah.
All right. So do you think though that it's going to be too much for Patty? Because like I know he loves the spotlight and stuff. Sometimes these guys that come in there, they're so trying to put on a show that they make mental mistakes. You think you worry about anything like that with Patty?
Nah, I think he separates it very well. I think he's a showman, and then when it comes to the fight itself, he's focused on his craft and he's focused on what he needs to do. And he knows that, just like how you mentioned, if he wins this fight, it's gonna bring him somewhere into either maybe one more fight until the title match, or to the title fight, or maybe 2 more fights. Who knows? But if he
Yeah.
loses, now he's gonna have to like 4, 5 more fights that he's have to
Right,
have.
right. And I think for Patty, this fight means a hell of a lot more for Chandler. I think Chandler, it's pretty much nothing's really going to change. He's going
Yeah,
to be always one of those guys. If someone gets hurt, they're going to throw him in for like the main event. and he could possibly become a number one contender again. But he's had a couple of different chances, and he's given it everything he's got, and it just hasn't been able to reach that milestone. Now, Patty, on the other hand, is what the UFC wants right now. They want a guy that's entertaining, that brings the crowd in, and so if he wins this fight, it's just great for the UFC. So I think that's a major thing that's in consideration. I just worry about nerves. I know that Patty is a showman and he can do it all. He loves the big moment, and it seems like it's not going to affect him. I just worry about trying to do too much, knowing how much is riding on this, and knowing that he needs to put on a show. That's the only reason I kind of give the advantage to Chandler. That Chandler's been there, done that, and then Chandler's just trying to make it back up to be relevant in that conversation. So that's the only thing that worries me about Patty. But I think it's going to be an awesome fight, a lot of fun.
This is
Is
another
there?
fight that is the young versus the old as well, and I just feel like
Yeah,
the youngins are gonna take them. Like I think when it comes to UFC and when it comes to fighting in the MMA itself, like it's it's a lot of strategic for sure, but then your body kicks in and the fatigue kicks in, and then you like if you're slower than the other fighter, that's gonna kick in as well when it comes to the third round, fourth round if it's going to the distance. So I
you
just
know
feel
who's
like
undefeated. You know who's undefeated is Father Time. It always ends up coming and getting you. But
yeah, man.
I definitely think that Chandler still is in great fighting stage. Now Volk, on the other hand, I think that this one is major for Volk because I think he's at that age where it is getting into that time of like we got to kind of consider, is he getting too old? And if he shows out and if he gets beat by Lopez in like first second round again, I really kind of it might be time to hang it up for him. It might be over. But you never know. Volk is a hell of a fighter. He's resilient, and he might come out and show that he still got it, and he's going to get one more. At least he'll be the champ. So this for the belt. So yeah, that's going to be really two cool, really fights that I'm excited as hell for. This pay per view is super stacked, like we were saying before. Is there any other fights on here that you're excited about? Besides, I mean, obviously, beyond stating the obvious that this is stacked, but is there any other fights that you're really looking forward to?
Yeah, yeah, I want to see the Mitchell and Silva fight. I think
Yeah,
Mitchell. I'm not a huge fan of his. I think like when it comes to a lot of political stuff that he's been talking about and all this stuff behind the scenes, it's kind of irritating. It's kind of annoying to me. So I want to see Silva just smack him up and end it in like the first second round. To be honest.
Thanks for checking in, man. So we got the only difference is that Vulcan can sustain 5 rounds, right? That's I completely 1,000%
You
agree
don't
with
get
you.
knocked out.
And Volk is battle tested as well. Lopez is a damn good fighter and is on a hell of a hot streak right now. But again, like we are kind of talking about before, he fighting that great competition, and I think that's what the difference when Chandler and Patty is as well. But yeah, really appreciate you checking in there, man. Diego hasn't had a 5 round fight before, and Volk is at 8, 10, and 5. Exactly, man. Makes a lot of sense. The Volk has still got it. I'm not definitely not saying that he's washed up or gone or anything, but I think this fight is the fight where if he doesn't have a good performance, this might be that time where it's like, okay, man, we gotta have to stop looking at you as like the main event. But I love Volkanovski a lot. I love everything about what he does, what he stands for, who he is. I just think that Lopez is just on a hot streak, and in any kind of sport, MMA, football, basketball, whatever it is, you're on a hot streak. You're on a hot streak, man. You're on a
And
heater.
he's in great shape too. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he hasn't fought 5 rounds. He hasn't fought for a title match or nothing like that, but he's still in great shape. You could tell.
Yeah.
And every time he goes for 3 rounds, it looks like he continue fighting for two more.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It's going to be an awesome pay per view. You mentioned that you're excited for the Mitchell fight. I'm actually going to go the one that's going to be after that one. And I'm excited for the Pitbull fight, man. I think that one's going to be a hell of a bloodbath, if you will. I like whenever they ask, like, when, like, almost like, Clubber Lang in Rocky 3, what's prediction for the fight? He basically just said violence. And that's the perfect answer what you want to hear whenever you're going to be one of the top cards on a UFC fight is violence. Nutshell right there. That is exactly why I'm excited for that fight as well, man. But yeah, we want to give a shout out to thanks for checking in, man, and continue to watch the show. Give us a like, subscribe, and you want to check in anymore? We're not done. So we're gonna move. You got before we jump away from the UFC real quick. You got anything else you're excited for from this one, or are you good?
No, I was just gonna ask you. So, do you think the Pitbull fight is gonna be the fight of the night?
So I kind of already said I think the Patty fight is. I think just because of the name recognition, but I think a close second, if not taking that, is that Pitbull fight. I think is going to be the one to watch.
Yeah, I think it's either gonna be the Mitchell Silva or the Pitbull one because I think the Patty and Chandler one is gonna be ground game. It's gonna be super strategic and you know what it is with the fight of the night. It's the fight that you hear the crowd roaring from beginning to end, and like you see just swings after swing after
Right. Yeah.
swing and blood, and like I don't think the Patty fight is gonna be like that.
No, okay, yeah, no, I think you're right. I think the Patty fight's going to be definitely an interesting fight, but no, I could definitely see that Pitbull fight being just exactly like the name, like Pitbulls, just a scrapping match in there, man. So, yeah, I can't wait for this fight. We'll be talking more about it, I'm sure, on Tuesday whenever we come back live.